My name is Nana Gecaga, and I'm the CEO of Kenyatta International Convention Center. My name is Nana Gecaga, and I'm Chief Executive Officer of Kenyatta International Convention Center. I'm also a mother. Of course, well, obviously it's a little different with the pandemic going on, but it's still working from here, working from home. But my day is jam-packed, you know. At the beginning, it probably maybe starts off with about maybe 4 a.m., you know, because I've obviously got 3 little boys, so checking up on them. After that, try and catch a little bit more sleep during this time. What is your fuel? Now, before you sit there and wonder, what is she talking about? I'll help you out. Everybody has a fuel tank. And with the running around and the day-to-day of your hectic lives, that fuel tank goes from full all the way down to empty. But there's some things that you're able to fuel your tank with. It is the things that help you, the things that build you, the things that motivate you. It is doing the things that you love that subconsciously make you happy and start filling up your tank again, so you're able to face the world, face the day, and get on with your life.
So make some noise for Nana right now.
No 2 days are the same. It's a mini little city, I like to call it. I mean, we host events. We also are a landlord, and also I'm a CEO. I'm running a major government parastatal corporation. So anything in between from there. So on a given day, obviously I come in. I've got paperwork I need to do. Checking in on the staff, the different departments, making sure everything is running smoothly. After that, of course, if there's any reporting that needs to take place from our tower block, from our tenants, that also comes down to me. I also get to see that as well. On a very busy day, we also are preparing for events. We're preparing for all of that. One thing from coming here, I spend a lot of time having to declutter, and I call it decluttering, because you know we held events. And not only one, we could hold up to 5 or 6 different events. You know, you could be having a 4-person meeting somewhere to 5,000 people on the other side. Or somebody could just exclusively take over the property where, you know, we can hold up to 30,000 people. So, and I love it. I'm a people person, and that's what I love, you know, and it's never quiet here at KICC. But for me personally, it's getting up, sorting out my family life. Now, getting breakfast, because I figured I know it's a very important meal of the day. So getting used to that. But apart from that, then, you know, working from home now, loving that. It's a new norm, very different. We all like different things. So with that, and also get to, you know, be hands-on with my children at the same time. And then coming in here, making sure everything is running smoothly. And what I'm mainly focusing on right now is post-COVID. Seeing how we're going to come out of this and what we've got lined up. Because, you know, quite honestly, if when we come out of this, not if, when we come out of this, if we're exactly how we went in, then it's a bit of a problem. So, yeah, so we need to really make sure we have really put everything in place, because we're playing catch up, you know, with that. So that's it. So predominantly right now, it's a lot of, you know, strategic partnerships, seeing how it is. Another thing as well that I've been doing, you know, since all of us are working from home, even the staff, we are still open. So of course, as you can see, I'm in the office, and I come in about once a week, twice a week. but every day there's documents coming in and paperwork is being done. But checking in with my staff, that's one thing I made sure of. So every 3 weeks, I ensure that everybody is all right and making sure they're at home. Because this is unique, you know. You can have the flu and you know what that's like. You can have, you know, malaria and you know what that's like. You can have something and you know what it's like. This pandemic, we've never had it before. We have never had it before. So stress levels are high, fear is there. So it's also my job as a CEO to make sure that you know, everybody at home is okay, my staff. It doesn't end, it's not a 9 to 5, you know. When I honestly say it's on my watch, everything is on my watch. I basically had my life planned out. I knew that by the age of 22, 23, I was going to be married. I always wanted to get married on the 31st of December because it's New Year's. That's literally the only time you can have fireworks without getting a permit. So that was another reasoning for that. And also the reason is because you're crossing over to a new year. And again, I was going to be an athlete, have children, and be at home, you know. The drive was there, but the drive was, I think it was really conditioned on home life, on family life. Career-wise, I said it was an athlete, you know. I didn't think I'd be running corporations or anything like that, you know, or wanting to do marketing. Now, here I am today, you know, so that's why I like to say I think it's a bit of both, you know. Had a plan, but this is where I am today. And first and foremost, I don't take this for granted. You know, we've got a lot of parastatals in Kenya, and to be a civil servant, you know, it's a real privilege, and it's an honor, you know, to be able to give back to your country. And that's the kind of mindset you need to do. If you're going to work for government, know that it is not your own personal entity. It's not your own private company. You are here to serve the people. You are here to leave the institution that you came into better than how you found it. And not many people can do that, you know, meaning that, or can say that they've been able to be in this position, you know. So I'm extremely, extremely honored about that. And did I ever think I would be, you know, one of the youngest female CEOs when I came in government? Again, you know, off the grain, shaking up government a little bit with my, you know, I like to call myself an unconventional CEO, and I make no apologies for that. The objective is to get the job done. Now, how you get the job done, as long as you are hardworking and integral, get it done. Definitely there were challenges. I mean, it's with everything. Any position you go to, any job you're going to, they're always going to find challenges or, you know, a little bit of uncertainty. And that was definitely the same here. And yeah, I think, you know, don't let this, you know, voice or smile fool you. You know, I'm extremely ambitious. And again, I don't hide that. And also, again, in terms of making sure that things can get done, I also, you know, I do that. So coming in here, I had a job to do. My team on my board, above that as well as my CS and my PS. You know, those are the reporting lines. And then, of course, I've got management, the KICC staff. And if you want to hear about really being thrown off, Our workforce, our staff, our KICC family are probably the youngest in government. The average age here is 30, 35. Yeah, so we're a young group of people, and I'm really trying to slide myself in there when I say we, but as a whole, as KICC. But I had a job to do, and I have a job to do, and I will make sure I get it done. Sometimes people joke and they call me Olivia Pope, because I will make sure it gets done. But it's not, going there and being, throwing your weight around, doing all of that, because, you can do that one time, but you're here for many years. You've got to find a conducive way to work together. The first thing I did when I got here was walk around and visit every department and speak to my staff, and that was not some kind of gimmick or plan or anything. That's, like I said before, I'm a social person, you really want to get to know an organization, know the staff who are there, and it's been fantastic. The first major conference I had was UNCTAD, and I remember I'd come here in April 2016, and it was May, June 2016, and of course all eyes were on me. At the end of that, I remember just going home and just exhaling, because I had been able to pull off one of the most successful events, not only of 2016, but for Kenya.
Okay, first of all, actually, first wait. So you thought there was a census at KICC? How big are your problems, you people?
Definitely, by the time I leave, KICC is definitely in a better position than I found it. I'm just passionate about just giving everybody a break. We've all had a break, and you know how great that feels, on whatever level. And I think also, if it's not illegal, if it's not gonna put you out of pocket, why not? We all need each other to move forward. And my goodness, we've got a lot of space here that, and we've got a lot of space, we've got a lot of, so why not? Why not be able to showcase talent? I love the arts. I love, I always joke, if I could sing. With my determination, I would be #1 on the billboards, in terms of record breaking and stuff like that. But you don't have to be in government to change Kenya, because if that's the case, then are you trying to say that everybody else is non-significant? No, every Kenyan, I always say every Kenyan, every change. One Kenyan, one change. That's it, par for par. I think, leadership is twofold. You've got leadership in government and also in private sector. Government, you've got to have thick skin. This is not for the faint-hearted. That's politics. Not only here in Kenya, that's just politics anywhere. So if you can go toe for toe, fantastic. But what is leadership? Leadership is that person or that woman who takes the time out to possibly maybe read in the afternoon to all the children in the community, right? Now, why is that? She's giving a service. She's planting the seed for the future. It could be, again, even that first time woman in the family who's graduated high school, you know? So I think we need to kind of get away from this, you know, you're only a leader if you're in government or if you're a CEO. Because if you start putting on those kind of caps, start putting on those kind of glass ceilings or those kind of benchmarking, then just by default, you're talking to a very, very, very few amount of people, you know? It's like saying, okay, you know, if you want to be for this type of thing, you've got to have this kind of height, this kind of weight, this kind of eye color, this, you're gonna be looking at it and start backing away because you're just like, this is not for me. You know, it's selective. So it's kind of ironic when we're trying to create platforms and spaces for a lot of women, but then people are only homing in and narrowing in on one sector. Think of even you as yourself starting your own company, your own business. You know, you are a leader, you are running your own company. So what can I tell the women or how to make it easier? Okay, fine, yes, I'm sitting in government, so maybe that's a perspective that, you know, would maybe make sense. But again, I've also been on the other side in private sector, you know, with that. But I think if you have the passion for it, you're going to succeed. I think honestly, if you feel that you need to be allocated a handout, you know, or that demographic needs to be given a handout, you know, then you're always going to act like that, you know. Change the narrative, you know. Let's allocate X amount of the gender rule for the men. You know, it's just how you word it, quite honestly, you know. Are you the victim or the victee, you know? So with that, but definitely I think we need to also change that narrative, you know, because the minute you start saying something, 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 but you're a woman, you've opened up the playing field. You're not level anymore. And as I said, it's pretty ironic because we're trying to be level, you know, corporate this, corporate that, this, all of that. But then you're still able to get some kind of waiver, you know. As a child growing up, it was the other way for me, and maybe that's how I became very competitive, because I actually was not allowed to compete against women, girls in my junior high. It was deemed unfair because I was too fast. So in sports day in the UK, I had to run against the boys. Yeah, and I still beat them. So it's how you look at it. I honestly believe there's other ways to come to the table in this modern age, and just do you. The biggest lesson would be, don't lower yourself because you can fit into the room. No. Don't shrink because everybody else is shrinking, you know. So in my career, one lesson I've learned, it didn't get me anywhere. And by not doing that anymore, here I am. So with that, in my personal life, I would say know your worth. I know your worth. Don't stay in something just because you want to have a partner. Don't stay in something just because of the status quo. I have a boyfriend or I'm dating somebody. I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way in life with relationships. Better be single and happy than with somebody and miserable, you know. So my personal life, know your worth. Definitely know your worth. I think also in adolescence, growing up, the crossover, I like to call it, stay in your lane. I didn't, and I was able to get back in my lane. As you know, I'm now a recovering alcoholic for 21 years. But the fast and the furious, you can get, caught in lanes very, very quickly. So to that adolescent, to that person starting off, really stay in your lane. I would say, in a nutshell, be yourself and never apologize for that. That's it. You always speak of a legacy and you think it has to be great things, big things. For my children, that I always loved them. And even despite being a single mother, I taught them that, my biggest legacy for my kids is that they end up with somebody like me. That would be the legacy I'd love for my kids. Just so that they, again, have a fantastic partner. I'd love them to have that legacy when, they look back, they know that they were loved immensely. And everything I do for my kids. Yeah, so with that, every decision I make for my kids. And it's not monetary, so please, remove all of those trimmings or anything like that. It's somebody who's, a bit of Joan of Arc, a bit of Elizabeth I, a little bit of Oprah, a little bit of Beyonce, a little bit of Marilyn, a little bit of everything, and do you, like I always say, and make no apologies for it. It's your life. And in life there's no dress rehearsals. So you better get out there and perform and get that Oscar. Again, I won't lie, I love to have a good time, I'm there, put on music and I smile, I sing, and that's somebody who enjoyed life, and lastly, that's somebody who never apologized for who she was, because a lot of times people spend a lot of time, and that's how I was at the beginning, so it's, make no apologies for that.